out here at the ocean real quick. Figured I'd go live again real fast. I'm actually enjoying this whole going live thing. Hold on, let me sit over here. Hold on. Why am I sitting in the shade when I can be in the sun? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I'm here, just putting my stuff away. Y'all already see it. Let's see what's going on. Out here, the ocean experience, baby. That's a lot. Y'all gonna hear a lot of stuff going on out here. Yeah, I'm just putting my stuff away. I'm just putting away my equipment. I just got finished filming. And, for those of y'all want to know, I am filming with the GoPro. I got a little small GoPro. You know what I mean? I got the little accessories going on. I should probably, if y'all want me to put some links in my description, I could definitely do so. If y'all are interested in finding out what it is that I'm using to create content with. But y'all already know. If I, you know what I mean? Like I got this little phone right here. I will be just fine creating with that. You know, my only gripe with recording on your phone is the storage, the memory storage. You know, it's always something with that. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of on the fence with that. So, you know, if it wasn't a storage option or a memory option, I probably would have never got a GoPro. But the GoPro been good to me, and if y'all sign up on their website, you can always trade it in to get an upgrade if that's what you're into. You know, of course you gotta pay the yearly subscription for that. But they give you incentives. They give you like maybe 20% off your sale or 30% off your sale. So if you're buying a GoPro that is, let's just say $400, and you get 20% off. They wilding out here. You get 20% off, it'd be good money. That's good bread right there. So yeah, I'm just out here gonna get ready to meditate in a few minutes. Really loving getting back out here. I had a well-needed, I wouldn't call it a getaway, but I had an opportunity to go out of town last week, and I did not film anything while I was out of town. I just recharged, you know, like my phone was away. I didn't pull my phone out for nothing. I didn't look online for nothing. I just, you know, relaxed with friends and family. Was present in the moment, as I always talk about being present. And it really helped me a lot, you know, with perspective, because, you know, especially when you are constantly creating, you definitely need that balance. You need that balance so that you could have something to bring to the table, you know. You know me, man, I'm more about giving than receiving. You know, I'm more about giving quality content than worrying, as opposed to worrying about what can I get from certain things. So yeah, I'm here. Let me show y'all, as a matter of fact, let me show y'all what I got going on, because I'm recording with my tablet. Yeah, and there's a lot of cars over there too, so that's probably what y'all hear. I see all of the vehicles. They all over there in the traffic jam. Traffic jamming. I'm good. Miss me with that all day. Good. But neither here nor there. I just want to show y'all real quick. I got the whole thing going on. I got the GoPro. I got the stick where you could it's called a Volta. So it's, you know, this part right here is like it recharges your battery in case you run low. So it's really good with that, and it helps you take pictures even if it's not connected. So, and also this part right here was added on. This part right here, this whole case was separate, and I got the light separate too. So the light, this is my lighting, this is my microphone, this is my case, GoPro 11. I'm saying, hold on a second. That's what it looks like without all that. So all those amazing videos I be creating. That's what's up. Yeah, man, y'all gotta, you know, invest in your craft, man. Invest in the things you love, and you'll have more opportunities to do the things that you love, you know. I manifested like crazy when I started getting this stuff, because I understood the calling, and I understood that if I felt like I could wait till next year or next time, that it probably would never come. Could you imagine if I would have waited like I thought I was? If I would have waited till right now to just get started, I wouldn't have even known y'all. Y'all would have never met me. You know, we would have met down the road, but it wouldn't be here and now. You know, we would have definitely met, because you already know it was destined, it was written, you know. But yeah, I'm glad I started when I did, almost 3 years ago. I'm glad I started when I did, and I never looked back. You know, I hopped into this, and I just followed my intuition the whole time, and I allowed the change to come. You know, because there's a lot of times that my mind changed. I understood that was growth. It wasn't, my mind wasn't changing because I had a change of heart. It was changing because I was growing as a person. I was alchemizing. I was integrating my shadow self with my higher self, and I love that aspect of the journey, you know. And one way that I did that was through meditation. Now, I don't know if y'all know, maybe a lot of us do know how to meditate, but I'm gonna show you how to meditate, how I learned how to meditate. And I don't know if I'm gonna get into the complex method, but I'm gonna get into the simple method. But the simple method on how I learned to meditate is you sit. It doesn't have to be with your legs crossed. You could be standing, you know. Like I prefer to meditate standing up, but I don't have a stand for my tablet right now. I have a case for it and all that type of stuff. That's how it's sitting upright, but I don't have an actual stand where it could be high, like a tripod or something. Oh, you know what? Let me show y'all real quick before I get into all that. I also got a tripod too for my GoPro. You know, I got the tripod, twist this onto this, and then this part right here becomes like a long stick. You know what I mean? When you're done, bang, bang, bang. Hey, look, your boy I got prepared. I stayed prepared, so I didn't have to worry about getting prepared. All right. Anyways, like I was saying about meditation, how I learned how to meditate is like this. I call it the box method, but my box method is a little bit different than a lot of people's. All right. And I'm gonna show it to y'all in 1 second. Y'all know this is my favorite hoodie, one of them. Bohemian Chic. Love it over there. They over there singing. Sing it, girl, sing it. They over there doing their thing. Yeah, so one way on how I meditate is the box method, okay? Now, my box method is not like the traditional box method, but I believe a few people use this method. I know I do, but I call it the 7. You know, 7, y'all already know the number 7. 7 days of creation, you know. So I breathe in, deep breaths. I breathe in, hold it for 7 seconds, breathe out, hold it for 7 seconds. Now, when I breathe in and breathe out, right? When I breathe in and I breathe out, it does matter how you breathe, okay? And I'm gonna say this before I get into the message. A lot of people don't fully breathe all the way in. All right. There's more people than you know that when they breathe, they just do shallow breaths. You know, they don't really fully breathe. Okay. So when you breathe in deep with your nose. Breathe out with your mouth. Hold it. Breathe in with your nose. And then you repeat that method for as many times as you like. I like to do it 3 times and then 3 times. That last time that I breathe, I like to hold my breaths, okay? So when I breathe out, instead of counting to 7, I like to hold it for as long as I can until I feel like I need a breath, all right? So I'll breathe out. Notice I didn't breathe, right? Then when it's time for you to breathe in, you breathe in with your nose. Hold it deep inside, and you hold it there until you feel like you need to breathe again. Now what happens is when you breathe in and hold it, what you are doing is you are raising your Kundalini energy up into your third eye. All right. When you breathe in and breathe out the way that I was showing you, when you breathe in your nose and breathe out of your mouth, what happens is you are creating a cycle. All right. You're creating a cycle where all of the good oxygen that you breathe is coming in and feeding all your organs and feeding your cells and everything. All your good oxygen is coming in. When you breathe out, you are releasing all of the carbon dioxide that is no longer serving you out into the atmosphere, out into the universe. All right. And this is why I am instructing you all to do the breathing method: 7 in, hold, 7 out, hold. 7 in, hold for 7 seconds, 7 out, hold for 7 seconds. All right. Now that was from plenty of mentors. You can find this information anywhere on YouTube or on the internet. All right. Another method that I learned is called the dragon's breath. All right. Now I learned this from Troy Casey, the health nut. All right. Those of y'all who follow his content, it's very, very amazing stuff. Very amazing stuff. Very life-changing stuff. I was able to really fully activate my third eye almost 7 years ago. I never looked back. I've been trusting my intuition ever since, and I love this method. All right. Now, what you do is, the reason why they call it dragon breath is because you have to, you know, I like to call it like, you hold your tongue out, kind of like Air Jordan. Yeah, and you start it that way, and that's how you end it. All right. So you start it like this, you, right, and then you want to feel your stomach going in your ribs. All right. Long as there's motion, even if you breathe like this, long as it's going in, you want to just constantly, right? And when you breathe like that, I like to move. I like to move my head as I'm breathing. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Breathe, 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 like this, you know. And this one, I like to do it for maybe a minute or two in intervals. It depends. If I'm rushing, I like to do it longer. You know, I know if you're rushing, that means you want to hurry up, but you're really gonna be disappointed if you hurry up and do something and it doesn't work. Then you're gonna feel like you wasted your time. So if you're rushing, if I'm rushing, I like to do longer sessions, just because I know that I should have woke up earlier, or I know I should have been grounded earlier, so that I could be spending more time being present and centered. All right. So toward the end, when you're done doing your breath, the last breath you do, you breathe out with your tongue out and you hold it. As the breath goes out, you hold it like that. Right? And then what ends up happening is you hold it until you absolutely need to take a breath and you can't hold it anymore. And then you breathe in with your nose and then you hold it. And all the energy will rush up and activate your third eye, or open up your mind's eye up through the chakras, and it will activate you. And then you will, what happens is you open up new neural pathways, I believe it's called. You open up new ways in your mind so that you could have different trains of thought. All right, you kind of break your pattern of thinking, and on a cellular level, you are opening up different nerve endings to receive and give off data, so that you can in turn become a new version of yourself. All right. And as we know on this channel, I always state that anything you do for 1 month, if you can do it for 30 days, you will become a new version of yourself. All right. So this is how it's done. All right. I'm gonna do it, but I just explained it to you. And as you all know, all your breaths are gonna be in your nose and out of your mouth. You know, especially when you meditate, you never want to breathe in your mouth, because for one, your nose has a lot of nerves in it, has a lot of nerve endings that receive data, and it blocks pathogens from getting into your system. Okay, that's why you have, for some of us, you have like little like hairs and stuff like that in your nose. It's to keep yourself from getting sick from the air quality. You know, there's a lot of different things. Definitely do your research. Don't just take my word for it. But I'm gonna show y'all how the dragon's breath goes. Go like this. That was amazing. That was amazing. I really needed that. And just remember too, when you breathe in really, really deep, you always want to let your shoulders drop down, right? You don't want to be tense. You don't want to hold any kind of tension up here. You always want to relax your body and let your shoulders drop, and let the air, the energy just sit in your chest, in your heart space, all right? Because this is what it's activating. You're activating your heart, you're activating your mind, your mind's eye, okay? And while you're sitting there and you're holding your breath, I want you to watch your thoughts. I want you to watch the things that are the most important to you show up. And it's truly profound, you know, because what ends up happening when you meditate is you activate your DMT. You know, we all have DMT levels inside of us, okay? And what that is you are activating your ability to ascend to a higher level consciously. Okay. DMT, you know, if I'm not mistaken, it is something that is found in, I wouldn't necessarily say mushrooms or psilocybin or something like that. I'm still doing a lot of my research on that, but what I can tell you is we all have DMT inside of us, and when it's activated, when you activate your DMT levels, you find out how expansive you really are. Like, you really are so much more than you even think you are. And a lot of what you experience when you're breathing and you're holding your breath is your ability to cut off all needs that we think we need, and really tap in with our spirituality, our spiritual side. And you know, what you learn is you learn how to really watch yourself on a spiritual level, and watch who you are, and realize that a lot of things in this world that are going on in the world, in the third dimensional plane, they really have nothing to do with you or your purpose, all right? And they do have cause and effect. It does have levels of cause and effect. It does have levels of learning that can be achieved. There's a lot of different levels, but you learn to become the observer, and you learn to observe, and you learn to get back to being yourself. And you also learn to make the things in your life that are just happening and occurring not important, so that you can free up the space for things that are important for you and to you. And it's a very beautiful and magical place that you can put yourself in. And the thing that I love about meditation the most is that you do not have to travel very far to reach this level. You do not have to travel very far to reach this level of profound love and positivity and growth and confidence. All you have to do is find yourself wherever you are and sit in your energy and align with yourself, your energy, okay? And this is where I've learned to astral travel, astral project, read energy, whether it's past energy, present energy, or future energy. I did say in one of my videos that we are constantly living in past, present, and future all at the same time. I can't remember exactly which video, but it was very recent. But I love the feeling that comes with meditating, and I love the feeling with not being carried away with whatever the world has going on, and being able to recapture my true essence and operate in my true energy. All right. I am gonna get up out of here. I think they said it was gonna rain in a little while, so I want to kind of be ahead of the curve, if I may say so, and go ahead and get up out of here before it starts to rain, because I think it looks like it must have rained. Y'all see the sun was out in the beginning of the video. But yeah, man, I love y'all. I love y'all. I'm thinking of y'all. And that is a confirmation that you got this, okay? If you want to learn how to meditate more, or if you are interested in me creating more videos about meditation, definitely let me know, and I can definitely start doing that a lot more often. All right. I will see you all in the very next video. Peace and love. Namaste.